I'm Dave. Welcome to Dave Takes It On. Today you find us at Hartshead Moor Services, eastbound on the M62. We're looking at the Applegreen chargers that are located here, right alongside the Tesla chargers. And this is an unusual location because normally chargers like to separate. So the Tesla chargers here, these are the V2 chargers. So these are twin cable chargers. So I can plug my car straight in, or you can plug into a CCS2. So twin cables here. And these have been here for quite some time. These have been a few years. And there are 6 Tesla chargers here. And they're dedicated Tesla chargers. So they're not open to anyone else. But for the moment, they've added 2 new chargers here, which are run by Applegreen. And this is interesting because we don't see an awful lot of Applegreen chargers. And these are the tritium chargers. And these are favoured by BP and Shell. These are common ones they use. So these are twin plug chargers, but you can only use one at a time. So on these, you either use a CHAdeMO or you use a CCS2. You don't have 2 bays, you can't use them simultaneously. The power of these is normally written on them, 175 kilowatts. Now the reason for the doubt is that these are modular, and inside here you can put modules, so you can take them up from about 100 kilowatts right their way up to over 200 kilowatts just by adding modules. These have been added up to 175 kilowatts. Interesting to see, we've got some pricing information. So the first thing we see, it is Applegreen, so it's 79 pence. They haven't quite gone the full shell and they've gone up to 85 pence, but 79 pence is really quite hefty. In addition, it gives you the pre-authorization. So you've got a £40 pre-authorization. So this is really upfront. There's no doubt about what you're actually getting here. Now, in terms of the charger, cables are supported because the tritium units are often quite heavy. So you'll find if you take that out, compared to the Teslas, I'll show you one of those in a minute, these are really thick and heavy cables. The plug is really heavy, and here I'm taking the weight of the cable. That is heavy. If I was a youngster or a young lady, this would actually not be terribly pleasant to use. So it's something to be aware of with these. So that's the CCS2. And on this side, we have CHAdeMO. Now for those who, again, very heavy cable on this, but for those who don't know, CHAdeMO is only on Japanese cars. There is one other car that they tried it on, but it's not popular. But these are for Japanese cars. So in Japan, all Japanese electric cars, EVs, have this one plug. And Nissan, when they decided to come over to the UK, didn't want to change like everyone else, didn't want to supply CCS2 sockets and chargers, so they just said, take it or leave it. So these are quite common. So the Nissan Leafs, right up till today, they have a CHAdeMO socket, and this is the CHAdeMO plug. People ask, can they do an adapter? So if they ever go to a supercharger or charger where there's only CCS2, it's not easy. And the reason for that is, on some of the chargers, the locking of the plug into the car is done in the car, software, and some of them it's done in the plug. And therefore these two are inherently incompatible. It's a bit like trying to plug an Apple mouse into a Microsoft computer. They have different fittings. And while technically you can make a plug adapter that would go from one to the other, you actually need some software. So the adapter would have to have a computer in it, which allowed the two to talk to each other. There are some about, people that have invented these. Typical prices, you're looking between £1,000 and £2,000, and these are not professionally made. It's not an easy thing to do. So for the moment, CHAdeMO, if you're CHAdeMO, you need to find separate chargers for those. So the location here is absolutely perfect. Unlike some chargers, which are set back away from the main facilities, these are, but right next door, just 10 feet over the road, is Starbucks. Now the Starbucks is a drive-through, so you can drive through, pick your coffee up, come and park here, sit in your car, drink your coffee. If you've got a Tesla or display, you can do whatever you do there. But if you want to just plug your car in, just step over. It's only 10 feet. You don't have to go to the main services. In there, there'll be seating, there'll be coffees and food, plus there'll be toilets as well. So if it was tipping down with rain and I really didn't want to walk all the way over to the services, I think I'd be inclined to plug my car in, walk over there, have my coffee, have a toilet visit, and then back in the car and straight on my way. Now, being a Tesla supercharger, there's only 6, and this is very rare for Tesla, 6 superchargers on the location. It's really rare. Just going to have a look at them and just show you the cables on these. And here we've got, there's one that won't lock back in. So let's see if we can put that one back in. Yeah. Okay. So this is a V2 charger. And we know it's V2 because we have the CCS2 plug and we have the proprietary, looks like a Type 2 plug. That's the socket I've got on my car. My Tesla Model S is an older one, 2016, so 7 years old, and that's what I've got. So if I'm charging here, that's the plug I would use, and that's the socket. I have a matching socket on my car. Now, when you come to a newer car, this is a Model Y, they don't have this anymore. Since 2017, Europe insisted that we went over to CCS2. So this is a CCS2 plug, and what you've got a Type 2 arrangement at the top and the main power pins at the bottom. And if you open up that one, we're going to have a look at that in a minute, you'll find all they have is a CCS2 socket. So newer cars can use this, older cars can use that. So for me, the V2s are brilliant because I don't need an adapter. When you get up to the V3s, then that's CCS2 only, and I have to use an adapter to take my socket up to a CCS2. So if we just walk and have a look at the socket on this one, and you'll see the difference. So the Tesla socket, there's none of those little flappy rubber things that cover them over. When the flap opens, you've got a CCS2 socket, and this goes straight in. And on the CCS2 socket, you've got a light. Purple means it's communicating, green means it's charging, and blue means it's finished, and you can unplug it. So they've plugged in, obviously, to the CCS2 adapter, a 2 plug there. So these are multi-purpose. Now, alongside here, we've got a Tesla Model S, so this will have a similar socket to me, no doubt. And then we've got a Model 3 at the end. So there's a nice selection here. But up at the Applegreen, what we have plugged in there is a Vauxhall Astra. This is the Astra E. Now, being a European car, Astra is owned these days by Stellantis. This is CCS2 only. So once again, Applegreen charger with a CCS2 plug, and that goes into, and there's that little flappy bit I talk about. How long those last with cars, I don't know. Why they put them there, I don't know. Tesla don't seem to find any need for them, but these obviously do. So in conclusion, what we have is Applegreen alongside Teslas, and this is the first time I've seen this arrangement. They're often on the same site, but never in the same location like this. So leave your comments, please. What do you think of this? Have you seen this before? Is this common? Is it just I haven't seen it? Or is this unique to you as well? Well, thanks very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please click the like button. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe and click the notification bell so we can notify you next time we launch a video. And a massive thank you to all our Patreon supporters. It is your support that enables us to go out and make these videos for you. So thank you very much for your contribution. I'm Dave.